There's a truth most people won't say out loud. When a man wants to sleep with you, his behavior changes, but not in the way you expect. It doesn't get louder, it gets smarter. Because the real game isn't attraction, it's perception. He doesn't just want you, he wants to want you without looking easy himself. And if you've ever felt confused by a man who seems interested, attentive, even emotionally present, but something feels slightly off, you're not imagining it. You're picking up on a pattern, a set of moves designed to create closeness while carefully protecting his image. Today, I'm going to show you the 8 things he will do, not because he's a bad person, but because he's trying to manage how you see him while still getting what he wants. And once you see these clearly, you stop guessing and start choosing. What looks like him slowing down is often a carefully controlled presentation rather than genuine restraint. On the surface, he appears patient. He doesn't rush physical closeness, he avoids being overly forward, and he may even create space between interactions so he doesn't come across as impulsive. This creates an impression of maturity and self-control, which can feel reassuring. But underneath that surface, the emotional pace tells a different story. While his actions seem measured, his words and energy begin to intensify much faster than expected. You might notice how quickly conversations shift from casual to personal. He starts asking deeper questions, holding eye contact longer, or giving compliments that feel more meaningful than the stage of the connection would normally justify. This contrast is important. Physical restraint lowers your defenses, while emotional acceleration builds attachment. The combination creates a sense of safety and connection at the same time, which can feel very real, even if it's happening too quickly. This is not always something he is consciously planning step by step. Often, it's an instinctive way of maintaining control over how he is perceived. By avoiding obvious eagerness, he protects his image from looking too driven by desire. At the same time, by increasing emotional intensity, he keeps momentum going so the connection doesn't fade. It's a balance between appearing disciplined and still moving things forward. The key detail is the mismatch in pacing. Genuine connection tends to develop evenly. Emotional closeness and physical comfort grow together over time. Here, they are out of sync. The physical side pauses just enough to look respectful, while the emotional side speeds ahead to create closeness quickly. This imbalance can make you feel like things are progressing naturally, when in reality, the rhythm has been subtly shaped to guide your perception rather than reflect a fully grounded, consistent intention. When he builds emotional comfort quickly, it can feel surprisingly natural at first. He opens up about his past, shares personal stories, and may even talk about struggles or vulnerabilities that make him seem genuine and relatable. This creates a sense of trust early on, as if you're getting access to a deeper layer of who he is. The effect is powerful because emotional openness is usually associated with sincerity. When someone appears willing to be vulnerable, it lowers your guard and makes you more willing to engage at the same level. But the speed of this process is what matters. Real emotional connection typically develops over time through shared experiences, consistency, and gradual trust building. Here, that timeline is compressed. He may ask personal questions sooner than expected, steer conversations into meaningful territory, or respond in ways that make you feel deeply understood very quickly. It creates the impression that there is a strong bond forming, even though the foundation for that bond hasn't had time to fully develop. This fast-tracked comfort can also create a subtle sense of obligation. When someone shares openly with you, it often encourages you to open up in return. As both sides become more emotionally exposed, the connection begins to feel more significant than it actually is. That emotional investment can make it harder to step back and evaluate the situation objectively, because it no longer feels casual, it feels personal. In many cases, this behavior is less about deception and more about influence. By creating emotional closeness early, he reduces resistance and builds a sense of familiarity that might otherwise take much longer to establish. It's not necessarily that the things he shares are false, but the timing and intensity are carefully aligned to accelerate connection. The result is a dynamic where you feel close, understood, and comfortable without having had the time to truly observe consistency, intentions, or depth beyond those initial interactions. When he frames himself as different, he's shaping how you interpret everything that follows. Instead of directly proving his intentions through consistent behavior over time, he uses contrast. He positions himself against a vague category of other men who are careless, dishonest, or only interested in one thing. By doing this, he invites you to see him as the exception before he has fully demonstrated it. The statement itself might sound simple, something like he values respect or that he doesn't play games. But the impact is psychological. It creates an early sense of reassurance that lowers your instinct to question or slow things down. This framing works because it taps into past experiences. If you've ever dealt with someone who was unclear, inconsistent, or overly forward, hearing someone distance himself from that behavior feels comforting. It feels like a solution to a problem you've already faced. But instead of allowing you to observe and decide based on actions, it subtly guides your expectations in advance. You begin to interpret his behavior through that lens, sometimes giving him the benefit of the doubt more quickly than you normally would. Another layer to this is how it reduces comparison. When someone claims they are not like others, it discourages you from evaluating them using the same standards you would apply to anyone else. It creates a sense that normal caution doesn't fully apply here, because he has already positioned himself as outside that category. This can make inconsistencies easier to overlook or rationalize, especially in the early stages when you're still forming your impression. The key detail is that being different is not something that needs to be announced repeatedly. It naturally becomes clear through patterns, consistency, and how someone handles situations over time. When the claim comes early and is emphasized, it often serves more as a perception tool than a reflection of proven behavior. When he respects boundaries at the beginning, it can feel like a strong sign of character. He listens when you set limits, doesn't push for more than you're comfortable with, and may even reinforce your standards by agreeing with them. This creates a sense of safety and control because you don't feel pressured or rushed. In fact, his restraint can make him stand out, especially if you've experienced situations where boundaries were ignored or challenged. It builds trust quickly because respect is being demonstrated in a way that feels clear and consistent. But what matters is how this respect evolves over time. In this pattern, the initial respect is steady and visible, but it also creates a subtle shift in your own behavior. As you start to feel more comfortable, your guard naturally lowers. You may begin to share more, spend more time, or become more flexible with the boundaries you originally set. This change feels like your own decision because it happens gradually and without pressure. However, the environment that made that shift possible was carefully maintained through his early patience. Once that comfort is established, his approach often changes slightly. He may not directly push against your boundaries, but he starts to test where they now stand. This can happen through small actions, slightly longer physical closeness, more suggestive comments, or situations that blur the line just enough to see how you respond. Because the initial experience with him was respectful, these changes don't immediately trigger concern. Instead, they feel like a natural progression, even if they are happening faster than they normally would. The key dynamic here is that early respect builds credibility, and that credibility makes later shifts easier to accept. You're less likely to question his intentions because he has already shown that he can respect limits. That past behavior becomes the reference point you rely on, even as the situation begins to move in a different direction. When he creates just enough mystery, it doesn't feel like distance or disinterest. It feels intriguing. He stays present, engaged, and attentive, but not entirely predictable. You won't always know when he'll text, how long conversations will last, or exactly how much of himself he'll reveal at once. This inconsistency is subtle, not extreme. If it were too obvious, it would come across as avoidance. Instead, it sits in a balanced space where you feel connected, but slightly unsure at the same time. This uncertainty has a psychological effect. When something is fully available and predictable, the mind relaxes. But when there is a small gap, something not fully known or guaranteed, it creates curiosity. You start to think about him more, replay conversations, and anticipate the next interaction. The connection begins to occupy more of your attention, not because of what is happening consistently, but because of what is missing in between. He may share parts of his life, but not everything. He might open up, then pull back slightly in the next interaction. He gives enough to build interest, but holds enough back to maintain that sense of intrigue. This creates a dynamic where you feel like you're gradually discovering him, even if the pace of that discovery is being controlled. Another layer is emotional rhythm. When attention comes in waves rather than a steady flow, each moment of connection feels more noticeable. A thoughtful message or a meaningful conversation stands out more when it follows a period of slight absence. That contrast can make the interaction feel more valuable than it actually is, increasing emotional investment without requiring consistent effort. The key detail is that this mystery is not about depth. It's about timing and control of information. Genuine connection becomes clearer over time through consistency and openness. Here, the lack of full clarity keeps you engaged, encouraging you to lean in and fill the gaps with your own attention and curiosity. When he uses timing to his advantage, it rarely feels deliberate in the moment. It just feels like things are happening naturally at certain times when you happen to be more open, relaxed, or emotionally available. But timing is not random here. It's chosen in a way that increases influence without creating pressure. He pays attention to when conversations flow more easily, when you're more responsive, and when your guard is lower, then leans into those windows. Late night interactions are a common example. At that time, the day is over, distractions are minimal, and emotions tend to surface more easily. Conversations often become deeper, more personal, or more intimate without much effort. In that state, people are less analytical and more receptive, which makes emotional connection feel stronger and faster. He doesn't have to push the conversation in a certain direction. The timing itself does most of the work. It can also show up in moments when you've had a long day, feel slightly vulnerable, or are seeking comfort. He might step in with attention, understanding, or warmth exactly when it has the most impact. Because of that, his presence feels more meaningful than it would under neutral circumstances. You associate him with relief, connection, or emotional support, even if that pattern hasn't been consistent across different situations. Another aspect is pacing interactions around your availability. If he senses you becoming distant, he may reappear at a moment when you're more likely to engage again. If things are going well, he may extend conversations during times when you're least likely to resist or question the flow. This creates a rhythm where the connection feels effortless, but is actually being guided by carefully chosen moments. The key detail is that timing can amplify emotion without requiring deeper substance. By choosing when to show up and how long to stay engaged, he shapes how the interaction feels, making it seem more intense or meaningful than it might be under different conditions. What all of this comes down to is not whether he is interested, but how he handles that interest. Because there is a difference between someone who is moving with intention and someone who is managing perception while still trying to get what they want. When his actions are calculated, when timing feels too perfect, when emotional closeness builds faster than real understanding, and when clarity is always just slightly out of reach, you are not experiencing something deep. you are experiencing something designed. And the moment you recognize that, everything shifts. You stop responding to the feeling alone and start paying attention to the pattern behind it. You stop getting pulled into the rhythm he creates and start setting your own pace. And most importantly, you stop confusing effort with intention or attention with commitment. Because the right connection does not need to be carefully controlled to work. It does not rely on mystery, mixed signals, or emotional acceleration to hold your attention. It stands on consistency, clarity, and a natural progression that does not leave you questioning where you stand. And once you see that difference clearly, you are no longer reacting to what someone is doing in the moment. You are choosing based on what they consistently show you over time.